Okay, so I know we're busy thinking about the Epstein files and Trump defending MBS and calling for Democrats to be executed. But I have to be honest with you, I really think we need to focus on this new healthcare proposal from the president. He's now saying that the only healthcare he will support or approve is sending money directly to the people, with nothing, as he says, going to the big, fat, rich insurance companies who have made trillions and ripped off Americans long enough. The people will be allowed to negotiate and buy their own much better insurance. Power to the people. And then he tells Congress to not even work on any other healthcare plan because this is it. This is such a terrible idea. I almost don't know what to say. But as an incredibly sick person in the social media space, I do think it's my responsibility to say something. So here goes. Giving money directly to the American people, cutting out the middleman of insurance companies so we can just negotiate our own insurance, is insane. It's not a healthcare plan. It is a death sentence for millions of people. Individuals have no negotiating power against hospitals and pharmaceutical companies. Insurance companies are the ones who negotiate for lower prices. In countries that have universal healthcare, it is the government that negotiates prices. And they get the lower prices because they're the only ones at the table. Take Canada, where I grew up. The hospital or drug company negotiates with the Canadian government, or they get nothing. The idea of the American people negotiating one by one is ridiculous. Without a law like the ACA, there won't be any protections for people with things like pre-existing conditions. We can be denied care, charged astronomical amounts, and the powers that be can cap our care. Without legislation, there's nothing to stop that. Just giving people money won't help. How does a $2,000 credit help me? One of the 15 drugs I take is $130,000 every 3 months. Who can pay that? Even the incredibly rich would struggle with that. A hospital stay in America is anywhere between $15,000 and over $50,000. Cancer treatments can go well beyond $250,000. Most people are just going to be priced out of healthcare almost immediately, which will not only affect our health, but the entire health and science industry. Because what happens to doctors and nurses and researchers if no one can afford what they're doing? Donald Trump says you're going to have much better insurance this way. How? If there are no rules, then these companies who are in it for profit can do whatever they want. The ACA mandates essential benefits like maternity care and cancer screenings and prescriptions and hospitalizations. They're all covered. They're required by law. If you remove those rules, then the insurance can just sell you whatever junk plan they want and then not pay it out when you get sick. And you're going to get sick, or someone you love is going to get sick. I have a 1 in a million lung disease. And I was a non-smoking, drug-free athlete. Getting a terminal disease is just a crapshoot. And with Donald Trump's plan, any kind of catastrophic diagnosis, any kind of major accident, it's going to bankrupt you. No cash rebate is going to be enough. The bottom line is, if the government stops supporting the insurance market, employers will lose their subsidies. The tax structure will collapse. Premiums are going to skyrocket, and a lot of companies are going to be forced to drop their coverage entirely, leaving all of us to fend for ourselves in a system that does not care about us. When Donald Trump ran in 2016, he promised insurance for everybody. Better, cheaper coverage. No one would lose coverage. This current proposal is the exact opposite of all of those promises. Donald Trump is trying to paint the insurance companies as the enemy. And we know in many ways that they are. But in this case, he is using the enemy to distract you from what really needs to be done, which is to address the structural problem of healthcare in America. Donald Trump has had major success by pointing fingers and saying, those people are your problem and these people are the enemy. But he does that to distract you. So he doesn't actually have to solve the problem, just make you mad at the right people. No one can pay full list price at America's rates. This is a place where hospitals charge you $50 for a Tylenol. Do you know how much an MRI costs? This plan will make healthcare completely unattainable for most people. What's being suggested here is not policy. It's not a plan. There's no structure to it. There's no protections. It has no funding model, no explanation for how people would actually get covered because this government doesn't actually care if we do. What Donald Trump wrote here is a death sentence. Without someone negotiating for us, we are screwed. Do you want to fight every single hospital and pharmaceutical company about whatever your need is going to cost? No. And for as awful as they are, that is the insurance company's job. Or if we lived in a civilized country with universal health care, that would be the government's job. The fact that our president is suggesting it's our job is a joke. A bad, millions of people will die joke.